High Plains Technology Center, turning education and training into workplace success.
Oh, back to school, to prove to Dad that I'm not a fool.
High Plains Technology Center, education at the speed of business. School is now in session.
Good morning. This is Katie Shirley, High Plains Marketing Coordinator, filling in for Taylor Burnett today. And I have a guest with me, Audrea Halderman.
Hi, Katie.
Hello. So first, I was just going to give a little update on all things High Plains and career tech in general. February is the Oklahoma celebrates Governor Kevin Stitt has designated February to be Career Tech Month. So all across the state, all 29 technology centers are really just pushing all things career tech, sharing success stories, testimonials, and just highlighting all the different ways that career tech helps our state in all the areas. So if you follow us on social media, you'll see a lot of stuff about Career Tech Month. So we're having fun celebrating that. And then also, I was going to give a couple updates on some more short-term classes that are coming up. So there's another CMA class, Certified Medication Aid, begins February 12th. And then we have a long-term care aid February 26th, as well as intermediate Spanish on the 26th. And then you may have heard about the exciting news of the meat processing classes with local Bob Jones. And so those are going to be happening in May. And there's 3 different courses on, I believe, beef, goat, sheep, and I think that might be it. Anyways, it's online. So the full information is on there. And so now we'll just visit with Audrea about what's going on. She's very busy right now with a busy season of enrollment.
Enrollment has opened. It's pretty exciting. Last year was our first year to do online enrollment. So this is our second year for that. We have a brand new revamped app that's going to go much smoother this year, I believe. And so what I do is I visit each of our sending school areas. I go to their school and we do pre-enrollment where they'll fill out an app. There's a packet of papers they fill out, like letters of reference that they have to send out. And then so I'll visit each of the school sites and do that. The adults look a little different. So you published on our social media that it's enrollment, that enrollment's open, And so they just apply online or they can call me and I can walk them through it. A lot of people are still kind of uncomfortable with that. And even I like to check and make sure that they're in there,
I'm like, all the details, yeah.
So even if they enroll online, I would love for them to give us a call and check and make sure that their information is there where we can see it plain and clear. And then sometimes our online kiddos or homeschool kiddos may not get the news because I'm not in their school, obviously. So they'll have to see and come and visit us or enroll online as well. So you go straight to the webpage and career programs, and you hit that enroll now button.
All right.
So.
And then as far as like which program they want to attend, what if they're like kind of on the fence between 2? Are they able to visit with you?
Yes, generally what I love to do is have them come in for a tour and meet the instructors, look at the plans of study and the subjects that they'll be learning. And then they decide they can even sign up for both interviews if they'd like. We let them do that. So there are interview dates for most of our programs. The only programs that don't interview are welding, business, and service careers. And at this time, they take everyone that applies.
Okay.
So if they decide to go in one of those programs, they don't interview. But we do have interview dates, and they're the 25th and 26th for health, and the 26th and 27th for our other programs.
Okay.
So they have to call me.
Okay.
No, in March. This is clear in March.
Okay.
That's interview dates. So hopefully they'll be enrolled before then.
Right.
But,
okay.
They'll just call me and schedule an interview. So.
And then do you feel like most of our sending school high school students have a good idea of which program they're interested in, or do you get a lot of questions?
I think they have a general they're actually pretty positive if they're coming what they want to go in. We did sophomore tours, and so at sophomore tours, they tour their top 3 programs that they'd like to tour, and sometimes 4. And so by now they've chosen, and when I go into the school calls them into an enrollment room, and they're pretty confident about what they want to go in.
Yeah.
So.
Well, it sounds like they get plenty of counsel and guidance and help to kind of make sure they're enrolled in the right class. And then now there is the possibility, we've had a few where they get started and they decide maybe welding's not for me. Maybe I want to switch to auto. Is that something that's it can be tricky to work out, I guess?
Very
if
tricky.
Something's full already.
Generally discouraged.
Yeah.
But if there's space, it's considered, it has to meet the approval of both instructors.
Okay.
So it is a possibility.
All right. And then on the programs, are there any other prerequisites besides interview?
So health has different requirements than some of the other programs. So to even apply for our health career programs, you have to have a 3.0 GPA. All of our programs require good attendance. So that's something they have to print out their transcript and show their attendance. But health has to have good attendance, of course. You have to fill out 2 letters of reference. One of those will be from their science teacher. There's a questionnaire that they have to fill out, and then they schedule their interview. And so the other programs, excluding the 3 that don't require interviews, and the 3 that don't require interviews, again, are business and welding and service careers. The others, they'll have a packet they fill out, and they call me to schedule an interview, and then they're notified whether they've been accepted or not.
Okay. And is there any testing that's done before some of the programs?
So our adult health will test.
Okay.
Right now, our other programs are not testing because we was not using that data. For the health program, it's very competitive to get in. That's our one program that kids will actually have the possibility of, not getting in just because of numbers. And so they have a point system. It's been fine-tuned over the years with Amber and with the health careers instructors. This year will be Miss Bowers and Miss Cottom. And so they have a point system. And if you're an adult, you will test on the AccuPlacer, and you'll have to call and arrange a testing date. And that'll be on the packet that we send out once they apply.
Okay.
And then that point total builds whether they take from a certain point score up.
Okay.
So that test will go into their point total.
Okay. And would you say, I'm sure we don't really have much of an idea yet, but would you guess our enrollment's going to increase just like it did last year?
I would love for it to. It increased quite a bit last year. So
Yeah,
you wonder,
it did.
this is just my second year. So I'm like, how does this work?
Yeah. Does it always increase this
Will it
year?
increase every year?
Right.
I don't know.
I know statewide, just in career tech as a whole, numbers were up everywhere in the system. And yes, our record numbers at High Plains. So
It just makes sense.
Yeah.
People are getting the wave of it.
Right.
So how would you not utilize career tech?
Right.
So.
Well, and of course, our numbers are going to grow in certain areas with new numbers we have with our new Beaver County.
Right.
So we will have all those sending schools. So our TAP number is 100% going to be increased.
Right.
And those, with all 4 of those schools having TAP implemented in them. So.
We were really excited when that passed. We were really
Yeah.
excited. We're doing an ACT prep class with Shelley Beatty. And so we were excited to get to invite those new schools, and they are participating.
It's exciting.
So.
I updated the website the other day, adding our new sending schools in our district area, and then the Career Tech State Department updated the state map with some new color where there's never been color. So pretty exciting.
It is.
And speaking of enrollment, we also have the practical nursing program has enrollment has started, and applications are being accepted, and they are due, I believe, June 1st. So you can get those applications online also if you go to the practical nursing tab once you're on the career programs, and you can just look at all of our programs we offer, and they each have a video on there, and you can just kind of learn more from there if your interest is piqued in attending.
And practical nursing has a little bit more involved with it.
Right.
We have some short-term classes we offer that are prerequisites for that program. So they have to have their medical terminology. They have to have their basic life support.
Yeah, so if you're interested in that, you need to probably get going
For
on
sure.
getting all that done.
ACT, you have to have a 17.
Yes.
there's some things that require
We have
prep,
test dates on those on the website as well for the ACT residual that you have to take, right? Before being able to get into that class. So, okay, let's talk about Skills USA.
Skills USA. We are all in a tizzy preparing for Skills USA. So in I probably should talk about Karen's program first. Service Careers, they compete this Thursday. There's 13 students in 6 events that are competing at their regional competition at Choctaw. And so they'll compete in carpet maintenance, hard surface maintenance, low speed, buffing, grounds equipment, standard riding mower, and floral design. And they've been prepping every day.
Right.
So it's fun to go in. We've been getting
Helping
to be
them.
pretend judges.
Yeah.
And they've been working really hard. So that'll be exciting to see where they go. So the top 3 will go on to state competition after that. The rest of our kiddos are going to Skills USA at different events. We actually have a job interview category, a job skill demo, A and O, like open, and I don't know what the A stands for actually, but they're demoing a skill and they teach it.
Oh, wow.
It's kind of fun to watch. We have an opening and closing ceremony team that I really feel like is going to do well. And we have our very first year ever of Quiz Bowl.
Quiz Bowl.
So I coached Quiz Bowl in high school, actually elementary, and then I helped our high school coaches quite a bit. I still read for academic bowls, and this is different.
Yeah.
It's very different, but so we're going to pilot it
experience for
and
it.
see if we like it
So
or
have you
not.
learned
So
a ton about
I
Skills
have,
USA?
yeah.
Do they do questions on career tech, or is it all
They do.
Skills
It's like a
USA?
certain percentage over professional development, which is
Okay.
all about Skills USA. A certain percentage over professionalism.
That's great.
And they have a certain percentage over current events, and they pull those off of CNN and Fox.
Wow.
Both sides there. I thought that was interesting. Tried to get a
Yeah.
conservative and
Yes.
liberal approach. And then there's a general knowledge as well. So
Awesome.
they have written exams first, and then they go in with buzzer systems.
And so Skills USA, for those that may not know, at High Plains in the Career Tech system, each of our programs participates in a Career Tech student organization. So Skills USA is the CTSO for our trades programs. And so like there's BPA and DECA and HOSA for health careers, and then Skills USA is the largest of the organizations. I think there were like 15,000 members. We've had a Skills USA president 2 years ago, Yasmin. Was that before your time?
Right before.
Yeah, so that was a really big deal to be from Woodward and be the president.
It's been really enlightening for me to see. I was able to take some kids to nationals in Atlanta, Georgia this last summer at the big event, and you walk out and you see these kids that have learned this skill and being able to perform it in just a few days, like our teamworks competed. They got their blueprints. Blueprints like 2 nights before, and then the next 2 days. So they got to see them, and then the next 2 days they were building, and the whole building's full of these guys building tiny houses. And then there's masonry contests, and there's culinary contests, and so you're wanting these kids to learn these skills, but to actually learn the leadership of the soft skills that go along with every job. Absolutely.
Stuff that really is kind of missing in just your, standard education. So it's nice we're able to really work on soft skills a lot. And all this practice that they're doing with you guys is great, which is I believe this is a record number year of those interested in competing. So what is the number?
So we just wrote that in an application. There's over 43 of us now in Skills USA, and I think that doesn't count HOSA. I think that's HOSA. So HOSA and DECA and BPA have other numbers.
That's pretty awesome. I love the opportunity is there, and the students are taking it and really encouraging one another, and it's becoming pretty awesome.
You can see them grow in confidence quite a little bit when they have to get in front of people and practice their skills. That's when the leadership and confidence grows. So.
Just like even with the interviews to be in some of our programs, I know I've interviewed some, and it's some of their first interview ever. And each interview you can do in your life is very helpful for that, that really most important interview you're going to have, to have had some experience before.
You aren't going in cold.
Yeah. So even that we can offer with our students, I know that just helps them with confidence. And so,
Absolutely.
And it's not as scary as I think. I know I've heard of some parents say their student is just too scared to do the interview, and I'm like, oh no, don't be scared.
The more you do something, the less scary it is.
And we are the kindest audience to work with, I think so.
And we didn't mention, we have 2 state host officers this year, Faith Parsons and Brooke
Keller.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, they're doing great, and they've been active in their role for a little while. And then we've got Tucker West, who is he's in the running.
He's in the running.
For the collegiate DECA officer.
We practiced interview just not too long ago with Tucker. He rocked it.
So pretty exciting. Okay, well, Audra, we're out of time. Thank you for being my guest, and you guys can look forward to having Taylor back next week.
Thank you.